Ladies and gentlemen, this is happening and the British pound is going down. The British pound is going down so strongly that it is going down to almost everything. It is going down to even THB, the Thai baht. Please look at this chart. This is how the British pound is going down. This is how the British pound is losing just in 20 years from almost 80 Thai bahts to, ladies and gentlemen, 42 today, but in 2019 it was 36 bahts, Thai bahts, so it is actually half, 50% loss to Thai bahts. So if British pound wants to be on the same price as 20 years ago, it would have to, well, it must rise 100% to Thai baht. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that it is almost impossible to happen for the British pound, but this is the tropical example. Let's dive into European perspective, and in European perspective the British pound is losing as well. Please look at this. Just a few days ago the British pound opened actually a new level and it lost below 1.12. I'm sorry, 1.13. So it was €1 and 12 cents for each pound. That means the pensioners are losing heavily today, ladies and gentlemen. 1,000 British pounds equals only to 1,137 euros. That means if you have a pension of 1,000 pounds, you have 1,000 euros and 137. This is how it is, ladies and gentlemen, and sooner or later it will be, if this will go the way that it's been going, it will be, ladies and gentlemen, 999 euros soon. But you may think that actually the British pensioners, they get 1,000 British pounds a month, which is actually not truth. The true story about the English pensioners is that the English pensioners, 8.5 million British pensioners receive old state pension, which is 768 pounds monthly. That means if the British pound will go down to €1, so it will be one pound will equal to €1 and opposite. That mean this means it means that the British pensioners will receive only €768 monthly pension, which is not a lot. But in the worst scenario, real pension in the United Kingdom now actually is only 768 British pounds, and soon will be 768 euros if this drop will proceed, ladies and gentlemen. But I have one more news, and this is the actually fight between US dollar and British pound. And this is very interesting because now, recently USD and British pound had this that they have those two currencies have the same interest rate, and usually British in recent years they had higher interest rate, but now they have the same, so it is equal. And this shows us what is stronger now. Now we can compare what is actually stronger. Is it British pound or is it US dollar? And we see that the stronger is US dollar. You see, US dollar is gaining to British pound. Please look at this. The interest rate is the same. The interest rate is the same. and British pound is losing from 1.37 to 1.30, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so the British pound is losing, to US dollar. Even they have the same interest rates, so the US dollar is stronger than British pound. So British pound to get stronger requires higher interest rate. So well, it's just weak. And this is chart that represents the real value of the British pound, and it lost from almost three US dollars to today's 1.3. It was already almost 1 in 2022, 3 years ago, and today it is 1.3. But it is losing. It is losing because they lowered this interest rate, and the British pound is in very big trouble. As, ladies and gentlemen, in Eurozone you have mortgages. In Eurozone, people, families pay only 3% interest rate on, let's say, on average, but in United Kingdom, in England, or Scotland or Wales or Northern Ireland, they pay 5%, maybe even 6%, maybe even 6%, which is quite high. What does it mean? Well, that means they pay much more, much more. If we take just 200, 300, 300k, if we just 300k British pounds, so British pay in interest rate on those rates. Today, Bank of England rates, they pay around 2-3% more a year for 300k. So this is around £6,000 a year. So that means the mortgage for the same amount is around 500 or 600. It depends if this is 2% more or 3% more. If this is 3% more, then it is 9,000. Okay, so this is really a lot. So British pay for house between 6 and 9,000 British pounds a year more than in Eurozone, ladies and gentlemen. It could range from 500 British pounds monthly to 800 or maybe 900 British pounds monthly. It is a lot. British people don't earn so much money. They don't earn the situation on the in the economy. It's not so good that they earn so much. They earn a little bit more because the minimal wage in the United Kingdom is much higher, let's say, than in Spain. But it is not so high to cover this high interest rate and high inflation. And inflation is still very high, almost 4%. It was 3.8, now it is around 3.6, which is so high that the situation is even worse and worse. Ladies and gentlemen, but I've got one more data that actually is blowing my mind, and please look at this data. And this data represents the British pound to Swiss franc, and it is Swiss franc now is 1.05 for each pound, but it was just 14th of November. Today it is today we've got 23rd of November. On 14th of November, British pound lost to 1.03. Okay, so if that will proceed the same way, if the loss of value, if the British pound loss of value will proceed the same way, just like in 2-3 last months, the British pound will go down below 1 Swiss franc. So it will be 0.999, let's say. It will go down. When? It can happen in 1 month, It can happen in 3 months. Please look at this. Just from March, British pound lost almost 10%. Okay, now we have only around 3-4% from this last bottom, and that's it. It will be below 1 Swiss franc, ladies and gentlemen. It will be below Swiss franc. 1 Swiss franc sooner or later, if this will proceed the same way as it's been just in last few months and in last few years. And this is unstoppable, probably. Ladies and gentlemen, the British pound is going down, and it will be going down, and at the end I will show, of course, what is happening to British pound against gold. Ladies and gentlemen, this is silver, and just in a few seconds I will show gold. Okay, so the British pound is oscillating for 1 ounce of silver in the region of 40 pounds for each coin. 40 pounds, it is a lot now. It used to be just 5 pounds. Okay, so 5 pounds, one coin for 5 pounds wasn't very sexy. Okay, now one coin cost 40 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, so this is very sexy. And so that means this is some kind of, this is a good asset now. This is becoming a good asset. This is becoming new gold. Pound is so weak, and if this price will be set, and this new 40-50 pounds per 1 ounce of gold is new floor, is new bottom, new lower, new lowest, then ladies and gentlemen, buying British, keeping British pound today is a very stupid idea. And this is gold, ladies and gentlemen. This is gold, and today gold price is 3,103, and that means you can buy for one gold coin today. You can buy 2 months worker for 2 months. He can work for 2 months on minimal wage. Okay, but 20 years ago, you would buy only 15 days, okay? Because 20 years ago, 1 ounce of gold was 300. And 300 British pounds, around 20 years ago, would buy you worker on minimal wage for 15 days, okay? Today, the same coin can buy you 4 times more working days than before. So today you have this worker for 2 months, not 15 days. This is how it is. This is how British pound is losing to everything. I hope you like my video. Please subscribe, follow, notify, please comment, and please share this video, send to your friends so they understand what is happening with the British pound. Bye bye.